Wisdom is knowing what to do next. Skill is knowing how to do it, and virtue is doing it. A new month means that no matter where you have been, today you get a chance to start over, so seize it. Happy March and welcome to our first program for this month. I am Lorene Ward, welcoming you to Homestretch Magazine, where we explore the best of Guyana.
Small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time. Small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time.
Few days after Guyana's 47th Republic anniversary, the results are out, and Melissa Vanilla Roberts was crowned Road March Queen for the 6th time. She also placed first in the individual costume, which she displayed under the theme, Celebrating in a Green Economy. Here's our winning song.
Mash, 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 mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up the place. You can't want to wish me away, but I find in motherland here to stay with the power, the drums and the power, the word and the earth and the sky ain't moving from here. Yes, they want to wish me away, but the glory of Jah got me standing here, like the rock and the sea and the sun, second to none. I ain't going away. Yes, I'm back for carnival, singing in all them festivals, like a slave to the rhythm. I on the stage. Yes, they strictly back now. Me fans and them glad to see me. They jump they wrong in ecstasy. I take over the stage, the crowd in a rage. Then we mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up, mash up, mash up the place. You can't want to wish me away, but I find in motherland here to stay with the power, the drums and the power, the word and the earth and the sky ain't moving from here. Yes, they want to wish me away, but the glory of Jah got me standing here, like the rock and the sea and the sun, second to none. I ain't going away. The spirit of the drums inside of me, I'm better than temporary jumping. I hot like pepper, tougher than leather. Even a tank trying to stop me. I come out to mash up the party, and all of my fans them there with me. If they can't take the pace, then get out the place. Cause we up in your face, up in your face, up in your face, up in your face, up in your face. Mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up, mash up, mash up the place. You can't want to wish me away, but I turn in motherland here to stay with the power, the drums and the power, the word and the earth and the sky ain't moving from here. Yes, they want to wish me away, but the glory of Jah got me standing here, like the rock and the sea and the sun, second to none. I ain't going away. Up in your face, up in your face, up in your face, up in your face. Mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up, mash up, mash up the place.
Well, she definitely mashed up the place and the competition. Congratulations to that talented and energetic personality as she continues to expand her skills. As promised last week, it's time for you to meet our very own Aquila Rupan, who was recently crowned Miss March Queen 2017. Hailing from Northeast La Penitence, she's indeed a proud representation of a queen. A few weeks ago, this 20-year-old super talented beauty and smart young lady was crowned Miss March Queen 2017. Today you are about to know more about her. But first, let's relive her special moment.
Welcome, your March Queen for 2017. She is none other than Aquila.
From that excited crowd, you can tell she won the hearts of many. Aquila Rupan is the third of 4 siblings, a past student of Christ Church Secondary and an aspiring nurse.
To be honest, I was very fortunate to have the childhood experiences that I had. Like every other normal child, I had the the pleasure of playing on the weekends, going to school during the weekdays, and study late in the evening. Early in the morning, around 5, my mom would wake us up, because it's me and 3 other sisters, wake us up to study. But on Saturdays, we had a neighborhood full with children. So I had everything, from hopscotch to Chinese and everything I played.
Signing up for the pageant last October was her way of fulfilling her dreams of actually being crowned as the queen that she always imagined herself as. But the competition did more for her than you expected.
At the time, I was very solid. Like, I was thin before, very slim before, and then I started putting on weight. So at that time, it was when the weight was on me, and I was like, it's like, I want to do this. And then I thought that I would be able to work towards slimming down, because at the time I just ate and worked, and so I would have used that as a reason to get slimmer and get healthy and stuff like that.
She was awarded for Best Personality, and after performing an original spoken word piece which she wrote titled I Live Within a Queen, with no expectation of winning the talent segment, she copped that award too.
My mom would help me a lot. So one night we went home. Aquila, come practice your talent piece, because I wouldn't do that at all. I'm very shy. So it's like, so I started saying it, and like halfway she walked away, and unconsciously there she went and she had something done, and I started crying. I cried. She had no idea what it was about. I was like, woman, if I can't get you attention, all them people, how am I supposed to try? How am I supposed to get their attention? And she was like, sweetheart, you wrote this, only you know how you want to put this over to the people. So you gotta work hard and display your stuff, because it's of you.
Vision her boldly, or sail away to the gateway to the interior Bartica, the land of the rich, with diamonds and golds and creatures of God all festing out. This is me, because I live within the queen.
The pageant was held with the aim of displaying Guyana's cultural diversity, but the journey for Miss Rupan was definitely a memorable, educational, and fascinating one.
So throughout the pageant, I have learned to build confidence in myself, to build up on my self-esteem, and also be able to bond with other persons around me and have that fun time with people. Apart from that, I've also found what I think that I will. Well, not what I think, what I want to do for Guyana, that's work with young women and their confidence and self-esteem, because I think that might just be the problem in our society today with young women, their low self-esteem and their confidence. And I believe that is what they see on social media and what they think their perception of what people want of them, which can be like a slim body, a pretty face and stuff like that. But that's not true. It's just a matter of them loving themselves.
This queen will be representing Guyana on the international stage at the Miss Black Sand pageant in St. Kitts and Nevis. And once again, winning is her goal.
I'm not very nervous about it, because I would have had this experience from Miss Mash Queen, some experience from Miss Mash Queen. But I do plan on bringing home the crown, if nothing else, because, Guyana scores, but it's not as much as we want it to be. So I would definitely take all the training that I've had from this pageant and take it over there and add and learn more.
So let's support Aquila as she journeys to St. Kitts and Nevis to represent this great land of ours. And if you're thinking about it, then follow your dreams and work hard. You never know, you might be crowned the next Miss Marsh Queen.
Small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time. Small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time.
6 couples recently spent a fun-filled day at the Arrow Point Nature Resort as a part of Race to the Altar 2017. Natasha Smith will now give us a glimpse into the day's activities.
It was a beautiful Sunday morning, and what better time to head to the Arrow Point Nature Resort. The journey to Arrow Point began at the Roraima Juke Lodge in Kingston, where the couples assembled and boarded a bus to the marina at Timeri. Myself and cameraman Kareem accompanied the couples on their journey. But for the 6 couples undertaking the journey, this visit will also be a test. The 6 couples were selected to be part of the Race to the Altar competition 2017. Of the 6, 1 will be judged best suited to win an all-expenses-paid wedding. At the marina, they boarded 2 boats to head up the Kamuni Creek towards their destination. There was a brief stop to the quiet Amerindian settlement of Santa Aratak Mission. Tour guide Edward Williams welcomed the visitors to the village and gave them a brief history and a tour.
We got maybe about 200 people who live here. Years ago, let's say over 30 years ago, you could find about 700 to 800 people who live here. But now the number dropped because the people migrate from the village. Because they need jobs, school, secondary school. We don't have a secondary school up here. So on holidays now, they would return back and come back to the village to enjoy whatever is here for them to enjoy.
The journey then continued to Arrow Point. Upon our arrival, we were greeted by friendly staffers and proceeded on the day's activities. Proprietor of the Roraima Group of Companies, Captain Gerald Govaya, informally met with the group and had a brief discussion with the couples.
There's nothing here today that is going to put you in danger. There's nothing here that's going to be hard. So I just want you to know, I want you to relax and enjoy this. But because we are still going through the selection process, I can't promise you nobody can judge you. Right? People will, because we finally got to make the decision on who this couple will be that will enjoy this wedding.
The couples also told their unique stories of how they met. For example, the couple that met on Mashramani Day 6 years ago.
It didn't really give you much breathing space. Because the idea was just to go and enjoy yourself, but this red man just dump on you. And my friend was like, girl, like you not go long you way. And it was like, I said, girl, every time I move you see the man come here, want to do.
They also spoke of how the journey has been so far.
I don't know if it's a side effect of being a part of the activity. I don't want to call it a competition, but an activity. I feel more in love with her. Oh, you know, after entering the competition, it's like it's the feelings all over again. And she calls me baby 24/7. I think I should rename myself because she hardly calls me Akeem now. And the love meter is way up. You know, and that's one of the things that I'll personally take away from this.
Even as you embark on this new adventure of being husband or wife and so on, is the idea of also representing Guyana, because whoever wins this thing also got to be a good ambassador for the company, for the country, and this company basically is everything to do about tourism.
The couples were told all about the Arrow Point Nature Resort and their tasks for the day. And then they were off. First, the group hiked through the jungle and stopped at various points as Guide Edward told them of the jungle and wildlife. Some even climbed the Wabani, which is used as a hunting platform by local hunters. They then made their way down to Alligator Creek, but not before the males were tasked with lifting and fetching their significant other down the hill, towards the small creek.
As I Take a blow, take a blow.
The group made their way back to the Arrow Point Nature Resort. The activities continued after lunch with a bike ride through the jungle and some water sports.
We did enjoy the day. We grew more in love with each other.
Yes, it was a wonderful day.
The bike riding in particular, I had no idea you had all of that in you. Thank you.
And just like it was short and sweet, just like my future wife.
Our trip was wonderful.
Wonderful. We really enjoyed it.
I loved the kayaking. It was amazing. It was my first experience and it was lovely.
Our day at the Arrow Point Resort here was superb. There was no complaints.
I just want to thank God that we stuck by each other even through the trails and everything. Yeah, and we made it out today.
It has been a great journey so far.
Looks like a lot of fun. And just in case you missed it this year, you can sign up next year to be a part of Race to the Altar. Everyone has a choice of what kind of profession they would follow. Some take their passion and make a career out of it, like what this young lady did. However, not everyone accepted what she did as a profession, so she aimed higher and proved that your choice of profession doesn't make you who you are, but can take you where you are destined to be. Let's meet Nicola Sanford.
Meet Nicola Sanford, a proud attorney at law. Her journey is a very interesting one with a few hurdles along the way to the bar, and her story is inspiring. A young professional she is, full of life and a determined personality, but her achievement is only one part of her life. The life she was pushed to pursue and wanted to give up many times.
I had a fatal accident that really did change my entire perception or concept about life. Of course, I was a dancer. I'm always a dancer from a very young age. And I had my own dance school, and at the time we were scheduled to perform in Berbice. And all the dancers and everything, they were right here, we grouped up and all that. I put the dancers in a bus and I jumped in a car with my dance partner. And we were trying to fly up there to meet in time, and he flew off the road at the drill turn. He flew off the road and blap, I know nothing else after that. I was badly injured, broken ribs, fractured neck. My spine was bent. All sorts of injuries I had. The car catch a fire, my hands here was on fire, my hair was burnt off. Yes, I was in bad shape.
That was a life-changing moment for Nicola.
And I had two lovely young ladies, my eldest son's father, sisters, very brilliant young ladies. They were deans at University of Guyana. One was at the Faculty of Law and the other one was at Sociology. Alicia and Sergeant Elias. So Alicia was like, Stacey, I think it's time you do this law. God is saying something to you. It's time you change your life around, finish with all of the dancing and the hopping here and the hopping there and, do something else with your life.
She was advised to complete the IDCE course, which she successfully did, passing with a credit. And that was when she was accepted into the University of Guyana.
Sociology called me first and said that I got in and I must come up to Eugene, do the application. The next day, law called me. I said, congratulations, you're accepted into the program. This is me. Huh? Sociology, law? Of course, the sociology went to the back burner, so I took up the law. And I flew up there and I was accepted and everything. And then when I went to the back, the dean at the back told me they couldn't accept me as a mature student. My sister-in-law said, no, no, not no whatever. And she flew down to the back, went to the administrator office and said, this is the Constitution. And she started to read. And she said, you can't, it's a discretion to accept 5 mature students. And I can vouch for this young woman. She's been working for over 15 years on Cole Street in the field of law and blah, 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 blah. And she went on at a rate. When she finished, I was accepted.
Her first term was not so good. Nicola failed her exam. Devastated she was, but it didn't stop her from continuing. Then she failed again.
So I didn't want to give up on myself, but I left class one day, left everything in class. I jumped in my car and I drove on the seawall and I just cried. Literally screamed, cried. I was sitting in the car and then I went down on my knees on the road. I put my hands up and I was like, God, why do you want me to do this? Why are you torturing me? And I was blaming God for torturing me for studying. Yes. And the same time, my sister-in-law was passing and she turned around and she mouthed me too clean. And I told her that I failed again and this is not for me. I am a failure. And then I called my mother and I told my mother I'm going to let her down. And I know she's really looking forward for me to do this, and I could not take it anymore. My sister-in-law, they too F and S in me. I said, listen, you know how many persons out there want to see you fail? They want you to give up. You're not giving up. We're going back to class. And she would come and sit down, leave her office some afternoons, and she would come and sit down and work with me with the English and work with me, because remember, Thai school wasn't my thing.
Her final year, Nicola scored straight A's and her GPA soared to 2.9. Off to U-Wooden Law School she went without knowing if she was accepted.
When I go to the school and I said, you want to check Sanford? The woman did this. What you said your name was? You do not know what that moment was like for me. She did this again. Anastasia, you see when she said that? I know she see my name because she called me first one. I was on my knees.
This is just one part of Nicola's life. Before she became who she is today, there was a side of her that troubled her family for a phase in her life. Nicola Sanford was well known for another name, T-Back Stacy. T-Back Stacy was an exotic dancer at popular nightclubs and shows.
You know, everybody got this struggling moment in their life. And I just had a kid and I felt as though I was under water and under pressure. Mr. Adams, she keeps a lot of parties in Palm Court and so. She walked in, quality, and she was like, you want to make some money? You're very pretty and I don't think you should be working here. You know, they say all the words that to entice you. And I said, how? And blindly, I said, yes. She said, I can take you to Barbados. There's this club in Barbados that you can dance at and you make a lot of money.
Nicola enjoyed dancing. She was given the name T-Back Stacy for the kind of outfits she was well known for wearing.
If I regret it today, no regrets. Absolutely none. Sorry, Mommy and Daddy, but no regrets.
Do you miss it?
I don't miss it. It was a chapter in my past. I've closed that chapter. I enjoyed it.
Nicola was also one of the classic dancers. She did modeling, a former Miss Guyana teen, and both her mother and she was crowned queens in the mother and daughter pageant. She was also featured in 2 of Bunny Alv's movies and even tried singing. She was quite an all-rounder in terms of entertainment back in the days, but today her life has drastically changed. Nicola Sanford was admitted to the bar in 2016. She stands proudly beside her mother, who is also an attorney at law. She is the mother of 3 sons, engaged to Guyana's premier bodybuilder Kerwin Clark, and has 1 biological sister for her parents. Miss Sanford is a true inspiration from where she came from to where she is now.
On the 8th of March, we celebrate International Women's Day, and we honor all women and salute those like Nicola Sanford, who keeps aiming high, no matter where they come from or where they journey to. For another edition of our weekly magazine program, join us next Sunday at 15:30 or on Tuesday at 19:30 for the rebroadcast. Also remember to like and leave your reviews on our Homestretch Magazine Facebook page. I am Lorraine Ward. Be safe and keep smiling.